Hi everybody, welcome back. Let me go ahead and get the live video. Oh, I know. I turned you off. Why are all my sounds back on? That's weird. Hi everybody. Da-da-da. Let me grab the link and post it in our event page so that everybody knows we're here, and post about it on my personal Facebook so that all my friends can see too. Alright, I think I'm ready. Okay, welcome back everybody. Last week on Free Art Friday we did these gorgeous flowers rocks. Well, technically over the last 2 weeks we've done these flower rocks by point stands. As you can see, these are great examples. If you have not gone to watch any of those, feel free to go see them on our video tab through our Facebook page, or go to our YouTube channel and they will be available there shortly. All of our other past classes are available on our YouTube channel, and it's better to watch it there just because you get to have a better big screen, and then there's not comments like here hiding what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off. Put them in my little box with all my samples. And all of my rocks are available for purchase after the next class. So like these will be available now. The ones we do today will be available after the following class. And I have a request. Actually, first let me start with a sponsor, then I'll request. Okay, so I'd like to thank all my sponsors: Chris, Marisol, Jared, Bobby, Elizabeth, Marilyn, and of course my mother. Thank you so much for helping keep this class free. It means the world being able to give back in a way that is fun and creative for me. I really do enjoy this. Also, I have a Flashback Friday to show you guys. So I started doing all of these rocks, about 2 years ago while I was on a vacation with my grandmother and my mom. And I didn't have all of my cool things, like my cool paints or my nice brushes or anything like that yet. I went to Walmart and I got all my basic stuff. And this was my rock box. And this was literally all I had. I had a couple pens. I had some paints. I had more paints than this, but I had some paints. I had a couple, like, cheapo brushes that I used, and some Sharpies, and then, like, rocks I found while we were staying at hotels or on our walks and things. But that was about it. But you can tell this thing kind of went everywhere with me for a while. It was a lot of fun, but I do not miss having only this amount of stuff. But this just goes to show you can really start with like nothing, and you can do these rocks. It makes them a lot easier. So, yeah. I just wanted to show y'all what I started with, so, you don't get discouraged or anything. I also have some examples of, like, other things you can use for different things, which I'll show you as we go on today. So, one of my things, I don't know how many people are watching, I think only one person is watching at the moment, so hi. I have a request. I have 3 options for the final rock we do. And one is a very beginner, easy rock to do. The second would be an intermediate, and the third would be an advanced. And I want to know which one you want me to do. If you would rather have something easy or something more difficult or somewhere in the middle. So let me know as we go through this. I know not a lot of people are on, so I'll probably ask a couple times as we go through just to sort of get an idea of everything. I wanted to do a poll on the Facebook page, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. Okay, so we're going to start with a simple rock that's going to be not that one. this rock. Because we're doing summer rocks. And at the end, I'm going to do spackling. So if you brought spackle to this class, good job. If not, the last like 10 minutes, I'm going to or maybe 5 minutes, I'm going to dedicate to spackling so you can see the process to make like a really bumpy rock that has a lot of divots in it smooth. Okay? So I just wanted to show you an example rock of that. Let me go ahead and get a rock for this one. I need a bigger rock than that. I'm just going to use this one. I'm going to show you the dangers of doing divoted rocks. Okay, as always, I have my donation links in the description for this class if you'd like to become a sponsor, which helps me keep this class free and allows me to do it week after week for all of you. I always welcome comments and questions. I am always watching on my laptop so that way I don't miss any. I may not answer right away, but I will see them and I will answer them as I see them. So, alright, so first we're going to start with this. I'm keeping it a natural color because I really like the way that the natural looks on the rock, I guess. So I'm going to grab some blue. I'm going to grab a cerulean blue, which is this color. And I'm going to grab a kind of flat brush. Looks like this. It's kind of square. And don't forget to have your water and a drop cloth. Those are very important. And a paper towel so that you can wipe off any excess water. Although in some of these rocks you will see we will be using water to our advantage. So, learning something new, you know? Alright, so we're going to get a little bit on our rock, or on our brush. And we're just going to go up and down. It's okay if you mess up. I messed up on this one. You can barely tell. I mean, now you can probably tell because I told you about it, but, you know. Isn't that how it always is? Once it's been pointed out, you're like, oh! And then you can never not see it. Ooh. Oh no. See, I messed up. It happens. It's okay. I'm just gonna make it look like I didn't mess up that entire wave. Whatever, it works. Alright, and then we're gonna wash that brush off. And I know I say this every class, but I'm using the Soho Urban Artist acrylic paints. I really like them. They work really well, and I have them in the Double Take Creative Art or Creative Mark Artist product pots. And these things have been holding these paints for like over a month, and they're not dry. Like, see? The parts that were up in this got dry, but the actual paint is now wet and all over my finger. That was probably not the best way I could have shown you that. But whatever, it's fine. It's all fine. Okay, so we're going to take a brush that looks sort of like this. It's not quite a fine liner, but it's, this is a size 3 brush. I don't know if you can see that. Hi everybody. I'm going to try and keep these above where your comments are. Let me know if I'm not doing a good job of that, because like it's so hard for me not to have them down here. And I know on certain mobile devices, this is all comments for you. So I'm trying to keep them up here, I promise. It's just difficult to remember. Alright, so we're going to take our burnt umber. And we're going to get this little guy away. And then we're just going to make a not even line. It doesn't need to be even. It can do whatever you want it to do. It's a tree. I'd say spoiler, but like there's an example right next to it, so you kind of already knew it was a tree. Alright, and then we're going to wash off that brush. And dry it. And now I'm going to get my green. We're not going to get rid of we're not going to put the umber back because we are going to use it to make coconuts in a minute. And this one, I'm going to use a slightly smaller brush. I'm going to use a 0 size brush. So this was our 3. And this is our 0. Just so you can kind of see the difference. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to make a curve. And then start to come back and then kind of go down and come back. Sort of like how you would make like a pine tree, like, you know, the sort of step down type technique, I guess. We're going to do the same thing over here, which may be difficult because I didn't spackle this rock, which I should have. Sorry if my hand is in the way. I'm going to try and keep it out. And then we're going to go to our next one. Ooh. See how it just kind of makes like a little Pac-Man face at the end? And remember, if you have divots on your rock, dab into them. Don't just sweep over them, because sometimes the paint will catch and then it'll spray. I have had this happen way too many times for comfort. It's not always pleasant. Hi, everybody. Now we're going to dry off that. And so this part, I didn't do a base coat on this sun, and I should have, so I'm going to do a base coat here. So we're going to take our white and put green up. Green is no longer needed. We're going to take our white and actually, you know, using the same brush, the 0, because we have a lot of little pieces to this. I'm just going to make kind of like a semicircle or a C, because, you know, the C. No? I shouldn't dad joke. And we're just going to fill that in. I don't know if y'all can actually see what I'm doing. Today's class is brought to you by the letter C. Remember to dab into those holes. Sort of like dabbing on makeup. I finally put a sign up on my front door. I got smart. So now nobody will ring my doorbell while I'm in class. Alright, and then just do a line, do a shorter line, longer line, longer line, shorter line. Ooh, look at that. That shake was bad. I don't know if y'all saw it. It was not good. Oop. Didn't quite get enough. It's okay if your hands shake, by the way. This is just the base coat. Doesn't matter. Okay, so now we have our base coat. So now going to put my white back, rinse off the brush. Gonna try and get through these as fast as humanly possible. Going back to our burnt umber, we're going to use our zero brush again and just create those little coconuts at the top of our tree, which don't worry, we will be detail lining, hopefully, if I don't run out of time for it. Try not to spend too long on this brush, because when I think of summer, I think like the beach, you know, like the thing. And I think I'm going to write in, I'm going to see what this gold is like. I haven't used this color, so I don't know what it's like. I don't know if it's going to be bright enough. If not, I'll go back over it in yellow. Yeah, it's not going to be nearly bright enough. Can't even see that. But this gives me a way to test my spacing, so it's not a bad thing. Let's see. See if this one's a little better. It's a little better, not very much so though. Maybe I should do a base coat for these too. Ugh, so much work. Just to write the word summer. Whoop! Knocking brushes off. I feel like I should put a certain frozen snowman on the edge here, but that's copyright, and I am very particular about copyright because I wouldn't want someone stealing my artwork. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use a bright lemon yellow and my zero liner again to fill in my sun back here that I have done the base coat for. And remember, those watching on the mobile device, if you don't make this big when you're watching it on Facebook, I won't know you're watching. So it will not count towards my view counts, which is how I get more viewers. Okay. So there's that. That's much brighter than that sun. It looks like an actual sun now. Amazing. Go ahead and put the lemon yellow up. Wash off my brush again. Is this stuff dry? Yeah, that's dry. So now I can use my Posca pen. Now, hopefully you can kind of see what I'm writing. I just didn't want to use black. I felt like it was too dark on the other one. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. You can use whatever color you want, though. Alright, so we did that. Oop, not where you go. Now I'm going to outline my tree. And the leaves. It's really hard to see them. Ooh. Oh, come on, pen. Sometimes has a problem drawing on paint. Especially since the paint's not fully dry. But that's my fault. Ta-da! And if you want, you can go in and outline everything else. I'm not going to, but you can. Alright, where's the top? Is that good? Cool. We're going to take off the example rock. So I need to know if you guys want to do a beginner, intermediate, or advanced rock for the final rock. Let me know in the comments. Like, vote in the comments, I guess. So I can have some idea. That'd be really helpful. Alright, so I'm going to take my white. I'm going to do a base coat. And I'm going to do it with this big thing and try not to hit you guys. Because this is a very long stemmed brush. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to hit my phone. When in doubt, do a base coat. If you're not sure the color is going to show up on the rock, do a base coat. It's just the smartest way to do this. I post usually, I try to, if I know what I'm going to do at least. I'll post to do a base coat on some of them, so I already have some that are done. I don't have all of them that are done though. While the white one is drying, because it's going to need a second piece, I'm going to go ahead and do a dark blue. I made a dark blue so that, see, just the stuff on this edge dries out. That's why I have a trash bag. So this is sort of like a navy blue. Luckily it's on a dark rock, so it won't take much paint. So we might be able to get away with one coat for this, which would be nice. Just trying to make sure I get all the edges kind of even. Yeah, that should do. Isn't that pretty color? That I get all over my hands. Wash that brush out, put this blue back. Why it's always important to have this. See how much water, or see how much is still on this brush? You gotta, some of them you gotta really get all the paint out. You don't want it going into your next one, especially since we're doing a white next. We don't want that color added. Oop. Alright. Doo-doo-doo. Oop, I hit y'all. I told you that was going to happen. I knew it. We want this one to be as covered as possible. Keep hitting my phone. Hoping that won't need a third. I think I'm just going to do it whether it does or not, actually. because we don't have too much time to spare. Alright, this is going to be like the simplest rock ever, by the way. Gonna be super simple. Bobby asks if I wanted to fill in my holes on my rock, how and when would I do it? We will be doing that in the last 5 minutes of this class with spackle. If you have spackle, I would suggest go get it. And a particularly bumpy rock, like a dimply rock. Okay, so while that dries for... that one's not quite yet dry. Jeez. Okay, I'm gonna do... I have my examples in front of me. I gotta, like, look at what I'm planning. I never know. I really never know what I'm doing when I start these classes, just so you know. Alright. So for this one, I don't know why I always associate sunsets with, like, summer. Which is silly, because of course there's sunsets all during the year. But, you know, it's just what I associate them with. Alright, so right now I am outlining kind of an idea of a rock. It's going to be kind of a stained glass rock. I know we've done some of those before. I personally like them a lot. So, I mean, it's up to you if you like them. I don't know. I will say that if no one votes on if they want an advanced, beginner, or intermediate rock, I'm probably just going to do one of them. I don't know which one. It's going to see what time I have left, and then I'll do it. So, just understand. Get your votes in now if you have a particular one you want to do. Okay, so I don't know if you can kind of see how I did that. But I'm going to paint it, so then you'll see it. Okay, so I'm going to start with a base coat here, because we really want this part to be vibrant. What do y'all usually do for summer vacation? I mean, I know, like, probably most of the adults in the room actually just work, but are there any special things you usually do? I mean, the coronavirus kind of is ruining any plans anybody really has, but if there's anything specific you normally do, I'd love to hear about it. I usually get to travel sometime in summer. I'm not getting to do that this year. So, yay. I also normally tube because I live in Texas and tubing is like the thing to do during the summer. And all of that just got re-shut down today. So, we're not doing that either this year, apparently. Although I did go tubing with a couple friends who were also very quarantined. And everybody was pretty much keeping their distance unless they were in their own group of people. I never got anywhere near close to anyone, which was really nice. And I still, wore my mask, stayed vigilant. I was never closer than 6 feet to anyone, which was good. So I was really impressed with the fact that there were so few people out there too. I thought it would be just crazy, and it wasn't. Which is a good thing. I mean, it means people are actually paying attention to what they're supposed to be doing. At least it feels like it. Okay, so now we're going to start in these two colors. And I'm going to do a light blue. I'm using cerulean blue. And then I'm just going to make a couple lines. We're still using our 3. You can use smaller if you want. You don't have to use a size 3. You can use a 1 or a 0 or whatever. I wouldn't use necessarily any bigger unless you have a big rock. Alright. So I did that. Now I'm going to take a cobalt and I'm going to kind of wipe off my brush a little bit before doing this darker blue down here. And we're just going to fill this part in. Okay. Now I'm going to wash out my brush, because now we're going to switch colors. Hey. Hopefully I have good colors for this. I should. Yeah, I should. We should be fine. I'm going to use a cadmium blue-green light. I would just use a normal green, and I probably... Oh, wait, I have a cadmium yellow-green. I'm going to use cadmium yellow-green. Remember, cadmium water or acrylics, while they are not poisonous, should be sopped up with a paper towel and thrown out, not just poured down the sink. It is just a little safer for the environment. And I will tell you right now, there are a lot of people, when you're doing this, as a make rocks, leave them in places and for other people to find kind of thing. There are a lot of people out there who do not like it because they think it's super disrespectful to nature, because sometimes sealant comes off of the rock, and they're not wrong. So what I like to do is I leave mine like on cement or on rocks where it's less likely to get into the grass or anything important, I guess. Or growing, I guess, is probably the better way of saying that. Everything's important. I want to need a little bit more. This is just not vibrant enough. Maybe I should have done a base coat on this entire rock. Oops, I went over. It's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't believe in coloring inside the lines anyway. So. Okay, there. We did our light. I'm gonna rinse that one off. And then I'm gonna do a darker green. I'm really hoping y'all can't hear my stomach. I really didn't mean to eat before this class. And if you messed up your lines, this is a perfect time to fix it. Ta-da! Now we have a valley. Yay. Alright, so I'm going to take my light yellow that I made with white and primary yellow. And I'm just gonna try not. Look, I fixed where I messed up. Yay. There's always a way to fix art if you mess up. For some people, that is washing off a rock. For others, it is just keep adding paint until it looks like it works, which is more what I tend to do. Although I did have to do a wash off earlier, which was pretty interesting. For some of these little pieces, what I'm doing is I'm barely putting any paint on my brush, and then I'm going into those little cracks and crevices. So we're going to put our light yellow up. We're going to get the primary yellow now. And we're going to fill this in because it's the sun. So it's yellow. It doesn't have to be yellow though. If you want a purple sun, you make a purple sun. Might be a little confusing, but you do you. It's not quite dark enough. Let me add just a little hint of orange to it. So I'm literally mixing on my rock, which is not something I necessarily suggest doing unless you've been doing this as long as I have, because it can get out of control very quickly. There. Ta-da! Now it looks like it's not really that color. So I'm going to use a deep cadmium orange. I have a lot of water on my brush. Whoops. See how it's adding like this darkness to it? It's because it's getting wet and it's pulling the water away, but wetting the rock nonetheless. It's fine though. I'll make it work. Now if you have it when it like straight up pulls on it, like starts to pull the water, pool, I guess is how you say it, then you might want to use a paper towel and dab at it to dry it before doing it again. Oops. Oh well. I went down a little. It's not gonna kill it. I'll just make it look right. Guess as long as I don't make the sun look weird, I think we'll be okay, right? This is kind of nerve-wracking, because, like, I know that if I mess up, it's going to take me time to fix it, and I'm like, But I'm good at fixing it, so I don't know. I'll be okay. Alright, then I'm going to take a red, a dark kind of blood red that I made. And don't worry, I'm going to show y'all how to make some of the colors that we need. I don't know when, but I'm going to. It may not be this class, because we may not get to it, but I'll try. Because some of them are more difficult than just adding black or white to them. Like if I wanted to make a sand with the colors I have, it's going to be a lot more intense than just black or white. Okay. So now I'm gonna let that one dry and come over here to super easy rock. Y'all ready for this? I don't know if you're ready. This is gonna be real easy. Are you ready? You're gonna take red. You're gonna make a little slice, like a pizza slice. You know what I mean? Kind of looks like a pizza slice. Ooh, those dimples on this rock are coming back to bite me. Doo-doo-doo. Okay. Make a slice. We're gonna grab yellow. And we're gonna make a slice. And we're gonna grab blue. And if you guess we're gonna make a slice, you're correct. Whee! And we're gonna go back. We're gonna do the same thing again. Yellow. We're gonna do a red. You can do another color if you want. You don't have to do these and these. I just find these kind of to be the classic beach ball colors. How did I get black on my brush? I'm so confused. That was really random. bet is it was actually blue that was still stuck in my brush. And you made... Ta-da! I told y'all this was going to be the easiest one. Like ever. And if you want, you can do like a little circle in the middle, which I should have waited to do until it was dry, but you get the idea. You can add one in any color. I'm going to move on though. Don't need to spend much time with the super easy rock. Alright, so now, let's see, this is primary blue, primary yellow. Okay, we're going to go to this rock. And we're going to use our white. And I have these 12 Shades of Grey kit, which are really cool, and I'm using, and I'm using a gray mid for my line, because we are doing that. It's cute, right? So I'm going to go back down to my zero brush for this, and I'm just grabbing it directly from this, and I'm just going to try and make as straight a line as I can. Like that. And then I'm going to make another line across here. Okay? Okay. Looks kind of like a tribal mask, and I kind of love it. Okay, so we're going to rinse our brush off. You're going to need these smaller brushes for this. I'm going to use a burnt umber. And I'm going to make a longer. And you can have them touch. Does not matter. I'll make them touch so you can kind of see what that looks like. Now it looks like I gave him a mustache. Right. And then we're going to go back to our gray mist, or gray mid color, rather. And just bring it down pretty close. You can make it touch. If it touches, it's not going to kill it. Down to about there. Okay. And you can kind of do this in whatever order you want, because you could have added the bottom lines first. Doesn't really matter. Okay. I guess this will be our last rock for today. Because I want to show you all the spackle trick, and so it doesn't really matter about the beginning, intermediate, or advanced rock now. So cool. That worked out. We didn't even get to it. Alright, so we're just going to fill in. And what I like to do for this, because fabric kind of works a certain way when it's on a ship, or on a sailboat, is I like to follow kind of like how the lines would be with my brush. So it's not just like, me, filled in, you know, it's thought about, it's textured. And then we're going to have this one come out. It's going to go out a little bit past. And I'm going to add a little bit of arch to this one. So when it comes out, And don't be afraid to add more color. We're probably going to have to go back over this if we have time. If not, I'll go back over it before I post the pictures. It's real simple. Really simple. But these are fun things to do during the summer, right? Go travel, enjoy the beach, go to the pool, go sailing. Fun things. Fun things. Alright, and then I'm going to take my brilliant red. And I'm going to make a cute little flag. Ta-da! And then you can add stars on top if you'd like, so that it looks like that. Right, and then this one we're just going to, oops, sorry. Didn't mean to bring it down so low. While we wait for that to dry, we're going to go ahead and take our black Posca pen. And just follow along all our lines, if the pen will work. Don't tell me this one's dried out now too. It has. I don't like these pens. These pens do not work. I'm going to go back to my trusty pens from Lotus Art Supply, which don't seem to fail me as much as those do. Although this one is kind of dried out, and I don't know why. It's okay. More somewhere. Oh, they're there. Okay, there we go. This one will work. It's really hard to do this without being able to be right on top of the rock. I am very much used to having this right under my eye. And remember when you're doing this not to push too hard. It doesn't take much paint or pressure to do this. And whoop. Ta-da! It looks kind of like a stained glass. Isn't that pretty? Alright, so I'm going to quickly show y'all how to spackle a rock. I took this rock and did that to it, which was really cool, but I'm going to take this rock and kind of show y'all how to do this. So I have my thing of spackle. I used the Paint and Patch Lightweight Spackling because it works really well, and it looks like this. Kind of has the consistency of Oreo stuffing. So you're just going to like push it into all these like divots that are in here. I don't know if y'all can see that, sorry. And then I just come through and I try and like even out where it is. And then for my particularly big areas, I'll come in. And you want to be careful with these because they make it really easy to have your finger pull out what you've been working on. So like if you fill the area, don't go directly over it. so that way it doesn't pull any of it from it, if that makes sense. I'm hoping that made sense. So, depending on the spackling you get and how bad your rock is, you may have to sand afterwards. Because some of these are really gritty. I did not sand this one, but it's like perfect. I will, however, say after you wait like for it to fully dry, that you may want to wash your rock again, because there's going to be like particles and whatnot. And it's literally just going through, pushing into those specific divots that are really bad, and just sort of pushing into them. It's a really simple process, and it leaves you with a really, really smooth rock, which is nice. So as you can see, I have filled in all my divots, and it ends up kind of like this. See how smooth that is? Like, this is fully dried. And so what I might do is either sand it or wash it off, just to sort of make sure it is good. Because see, this is what it was before. It was like super dimply. And now it's not. And so this one will also be like that. And if these are still really like dimply after it's dried, do a second coat and just sort of add to it. I find that helps a lot. And this process is very, very simple. It is not difficult at all. I wish I'd known about it earlier, but, you know, at least I know about it now, so, yay. But yeah, so that's how you spackle a rock. It's very simple. I'm going to go ahead and give this guy a little bit more white, since it looks like he has dried. And you can leave parts of it a little less filled in, because like I said, the way that fabric works is it ripples and, you know, has all these shadows, so it won't be perfectly white, and that's okay. Did, however, just get it completely out of where it needed to be. So whatever, I can go back and post and fix that. So thanks guys for coming. These are our rocks for today. If you want to become a donor, again, the donation links are in the description. And thank you again to all my sponsors for everything you guys do. Next week we are doing 4th of July rocks, because Saturday will be 4th of July. So what better day to do 4th of July rocks than the day before 4th of July. I hope you have enjoyed this class, and I will see you all next week, same time, same place. I hope y'all have a wonderful week, and show me what you make. If you tried any of these at home, please post them on our page or through our group, which is TX Rockers Painters, and I would love to see it. Remember to use that hashtag TX Rockers. Bye, everybody.